All right. Welcome to Your Light Heals by the Patching Superheroes. That's us.
So the disclaimer for this presentation, LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. If you're pregnant or nursing or on any medications or have other conditions or disease, first always consult with a physician or other qualified healthcare provider before embarking on a new treatment, product use, diet, fitness program. This presentation is for educational purposes only.
All right. So, who are we? So, we're the Wellness Superheroes and the Patching Superheroes. Jody Hatzel. I'm a former corporate slave turned entrepreneur. I'm an emotional empowerment coach, a regenerative health coach, a wellness educator, and
I'm Annie Catterall. I'm a retired nurse, researcher and biohacker, a regenerative health coach, and we are both wellness educators, seekers of health and financial sovereignty, and believers that our bodies are brilliant and self-healing.
yes. All right. So, how did we get involved in this? So, we're going to briefly tell our stories. So, my story. So, before patching, I got really, really sick in 2021. I was incredibly sick for an entire month and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And it was like COVID on steroids. And I thought I was going to die. And then I had these symptoms. A lot of them remain kind of like long COVID, if you will, and but way worse. And I had gained all this weight, bloating, belly. I had terrible tinnitus, teeth grinding, brain fog. I started having heart palpitations, anxiety, started having bladder issues and blood sugar issues, neuropathy in my right foot. I had no energy and I had insomnia. And the worst part, though, was I had severe joint pain. I had excruciating all over body pain. It felt like I was being nailed to a wall. And so in March of 2023, I got diagnosed with diverticulitis and I had to go to the emergency room. And that was just like out of nowhere because I eat healthy and a very clean diet for the most part. And then in May of 2023, I collapsed my bathroom floor and I was going into severe liver toxicity. And I thought for sure I was going to die. And I had this wellness podcast with Annie and I had been trying to heal myself. And I would do certain protocols, natural protocols, and I'd get a little better and then worse, and then better, and then worse, and then better, and then worse. And so by the time May came around and I was in terrible shape and I really thought I was going to die. And I prayed for a solution and that would help heal me as well as help me heal others. And within 48 hours, the number one fan of our podcast reached out to me and said, I know you're struggling and I want to introduce you to this product that I think is going to really help you. And she got me on a Zoom call and I learned about these patches. And within 6 weeks, my whole digestive system kind of turned around and my inflammation started going away. My bloating started going away. My bladder and blood sugar issues just normalized. My neuropathy was gone. My heart palpitations, anxiety were gone. And then in about 3 months, my tinnitus and teeth grinding were about 80%. And then my joint pain has continued to improve. And 80% was gone by about 6 months. And I still have arthritis in my left hip that I've had for a long time from wearing my phone in my pocket and it hitting my hip. And so that's going to take a little bit longer to heal, but it's greatly improved. And my energy is like totally different. It's so improved and I have much better sleep.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So then she introduced me, and I knew of these back in May, but I wasn't really about it. She drugged me kicking and screaming, really. And in July of 2023, I finally acquiesced and ordered some patches. But my story is that I was vaccine injured in 2010 and then further compounded in 2013 when I began my nursing studies and had to catch up on the vaccine schedule. And so my daily struggles were I had chronic fatigue, chronic body pain. I would need sleep for hours, 10 to 12 hours just to get out of bed. And I had no energy and I was in agony and I had brain fog, but I also had these cardiac symptoms that would manifest a little bit like I was having a heart attack. And so I was often carted off to hospital and then discharged saying, go follow up with your GP. But my heart rate was incredibly high and my blood pressure would go incredibly low. And I was diagnosed with a couple of interesting names, conditions in 2018 that explained that, and was put on medication since. But I also had, it's a dysregulation of the autonomic nervous system, which is responsible for your blood pressure, breathing, and heart rate and whatnot, but also your nervous system. And so I would also have tremors, and I was very weak, and I often needed a cane just to kind of be up and about. And I was also nursing while I was feeling this way. So I had many patients who would offer me their walking aids when I didn't have mine.
And you were such a young person.
Yeah. So this has been all my adult life that I've suffered with this. I turned 33 on Sunday, on the 14th of July, and I've been using the patches for 12 months. And in that time, 90% of my heart symptoms are gone. I'm not aware of my heart beating hardly at all, and I don't collapse. I can't tell you the last time I had a cardiovascular collapse where I'd pass out and need to lie down. Dizziness was also a thing. So I don't need my cane anymore. Tremors and weakness are 95% recovered. No more pain. I was taking CBD and I was having frequent massages and adjustments to manage my pain. And now I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours comfortably with sustained energy levels, and I spring out of bed. So that's what a difference a year makes.
All right. So what is this technology? So I'm going to first start. Our bodies are self-healing. We believe that the human body was designed to regenerate itself. We believe with the right tools, you can give your body the ability to repair, restore, and regenerate to a younger, healthier state, like when you were in your 20s and your 30s.
Indeed. What is this technology? This is a patch. It's a technology that uses a process called photobiomodulation. This little patch is about the size of a Band-Aid or a 50% piece. And the white part is the technology that looks like a piece of fabric, but it's a proprietary solution of organic amino acids, salts, sugar crystals, and oxygen. And this forms a crystal lattice structure that becomes reflective. And when we put it on our skin, what happens is our body's heat, or our low infrared light, is the part that we can't see unless we're wearing night vision goggles. That is what reflects a signal back into our body to activate a peptide. And for the X39 patch, this peptide that it activates is called GHK-Cu. It's a copper peptide that was discovered back in the 70s by Dr. Lauren Picard. And this copper peptide makes our body produce and turn on dormant stem cells. Stem cells are important because they're the only cell in the body that can morph into any cell, any tissue, any organ that needs repairing. And we're all born with millions of them. But as we age, we lose the stem cell activity. By the time we're 30, 35, we've lost about 50%. And by the time we're 60, 65, we've lost about 90% of viable stem cells, leaving us with only 8 to 10% of aging stem cells to restore and repair our organs and tissue damage. And so what causes loss of our stem cells? A lot of things: our diet, what we put in our body, what we're exposed to, stress, any injuries. Our bodies are affected by inflammation, toxins, petrochemicals, etc. Our inventor, David Schmidt, figured out a way to turn those stem cells back on using photolight therapy or photobiomodulation. So we're all very familiar with getting in the sun for vitamin D synthesis, and that exchange, that contact with sun on our skin, elicits our body to start stimulating vitamin D production. So these patches are essentially the same, but they're all programmed differently to activate a different peptide.
So she went over all these slides. You can screenshot that if you want to. And then I'm going to talk just a little bit more about the GHK-Cu copper peptide. So I'm just going to read some of this for you. So GHK's ability to improve tissue repair has been demonstrated for skin, lung conductive tissue, bony tissue, liver, and stomach lining. GHK has also been found to possess powerful cell protective actions, such as multiple anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions, lung protection, and restoration of COPD fibroblast, suppression of molecules thought to accelerate the diseases of aging, such as NFKB, anti anxiety, anti pain, and anti aggression activities, DNA repair, and activation of cell cleansing via the proteasome system, which regulates many cellular processes. Recent genetic data may explain such diverse protective and healing actions of one molecule, revealing multiple biochemical pathways regulated by GHK. So, as you can see, it's a very powerful peptide. So, how might the patches benefit you?
So, as you've heard both Jody and I in our stories and what we've experienced in 12 months and over of using the patches continually, we've both noticed reduction in pain and inflammation, improved mental clarity, brain function, improved energy and vitality. We've both experienced better sleep, stress reduction. I can attest to noticing increased muscle mass and toning of my muscles, wound healing, improved endurance, age reversal, skin wrinkle reduction, hair growth, belly fat reduction, hormone support, and much more. And these are also the overall benefits that most people have noticed with using the patches consistently.
Yeah. And like Annie said, I've experienced all of these benefits and way more. So here's a few before and after pictures. So as you can, this is age reversal and skin rejuvenation. So like the woman in the middle who I've met in person, so she really does look like this. You can see her chest in January of 2022. She looks like she's 85, 90 years old. And I think at this point, she was, I think, 63 or 64. And, but she had breast implant, I believe, removal. So there was a little bit of loose skin, but she looks very old there. And so in just 7 months, look at July 14th, 2022, smooth skin. And you can just see a little bit of the kind of normal wrinkles, but not that sagging, like loose skin. And she didn't have any surgery or anything like that. It was just from using the patches.
Wow.
And then the woman on the right, this is my favorite one. This is almost a year of her wearing the patches. And look at the difference in her face. No more hooded eyes. Her neck looks totally different. Her nasolabial folds are different. I mean, just the fact that you can see her eyes and how bright they are. And even her hair is fuller as well. I mean, it looks like mother and daughter. It's weird.
Poles
Doesn't
apart.
even
Yeah.
look like the same person.
It
Anyway,
doesn't.
yeah. And then you've got the lady who got rid of her turkey neck, and in like 4.5 months, mine's almost gone. So
And then we've got hair growth and natural color returning. So up the top left, we have Dr. John Harmon. He had some really amazing testimonies with the patches. You should look up his story. But his natural hair color started to return a couple of months after using the patches, and it was started out in the back, so he couldn't see it. And some of his patients asked, Doc, are you dyeing your hair? And he's like, huh, what? And so his wife took a photo and was like, no, you're actually going darker. So that's just remarkable.
and look at the difference. He looks like a different person. He looks half
He
dead
also,
in that picture.
yeah, he does. Like his face
Yeah.
was so inflamed and
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
It's almost like his face structure changed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then lady underneath, her original hair color returned. That was no dye or anything. That's her natural hair color. Gentleman in the middle, thinning hair became thick again. I believe that was after 6 months on the patches, Jody.
Yeah.
Gentleman top right, the balding part in the back of his head became thick again, and his hair was returning to his normal color in that one as well. So he's more white than the one on the left. And then the gentleman down the bottom, after 4 months on the patches, he was almost completely grey, man in his 40s. So 4 months on the patches, and he was only a little bit salt and peppery in his beard.
Yeah. Amazing. And here we've got injury recovery. On the top left, we've got this 6-year-old boy who had his fingertip cut off, and they went into the emergency room and they brought the tip and they asked the surgeon to reattach it. They didn't want to in the ER because they said it was just going to die and then he would lose it. And they said, do it anyway. So they did, and it did die, but he patched. And after 8 weeks, it looks like a normal finger. It doesn't even look like it's been cut off, like it just completely regrew like it. And look at, there's a nail and everything. So it's just totally normal after 8 weeks. Just amazing. Then you've got the Achilles tendon surgery recovery in 4 weeks. I mean, look at that scar. You can barely even see it after 4 weeks. And then you got the guy who fell through the rafters. At a ceiling, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung, was in extreme pain. he was back to work in 3 weeks. And he was expected to be home recovering for 6 weeks and not back to work for a lot longer than that. So,
And then we've got health improvement and recovery. So we've got Marcy here on the top left, and she had stage 4 fast-growing cells, was diagnosed. Doctors said, we can't do anything else for you other than pain relief and palliative measures. And so someone had given her 10 days of X39, the smart cell activating patch. And within 2 days of using them, she noticed metals and things start to come out in her mouth. She started to taste the metals as a detox. And then she's still here. She's living her best life and in remission for, how long was it, Jody?
2.5
2
years.
2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got an example here of scoliosis improvement in just 6 weeks. Like there's certainly a correction there in the curve in the spine that's remarkable in that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got here a lady who had a chronic tooth infection and avoided dental treatment by patching with a few different patches there. So within 24 hours, the pain was gone, and 5 days, the infection was completely gone. So it saved a fortune in dental fees there. And then here we have a grade 2 hamstring tear that after 1 week was completely repaired. So
look at that. Jeez.
and that's after this individual was using the patches for 18 months. So
yeah. Oh, wow. But it improved that much in 1 week because she had been on the patches. Yeah. I noticed I had a car accident that I should have been very injured from, and I wasn't. I mean, I was okay. In like 2 weeks, I was like perfectly normal again. So very interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we've got, there's lots of testimonials on brain health. And we have 2 testimonials on kids who had severe cognitive impairment. This one is Jalen. She was 16 years old. She had a rare genetic disorder and had developmental delays. She had major cognitive impairment. She was testing at a kindergarten level. She had severe ADHD. She was very combative and destructive. She had 6 to 8 seizures per year, and she was unable to be supervised. So her mother was like completely exhausted because having to deal with a child like this. After patching, and they only used the X39 patch, and I think it was within 9 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's right.
She retested at an upper 3rd to 4th grade level, which is remarkable from kindergarten to that in that period of time. No longer did she need any ADHD meds. She had no more seizures. She was not combative or destructive. She didn't have any more outbursts. She started taking responsibility for her grooming, chores, and the animals, which she had never done before. She no longer needed 24/7 supervision and started doing normal teenager things and started piano and ballet lessons. And you can, we can give you a link to the testimonial for this because it's quite remarkable.
The link to that one will be in the show notes,
yes.
as will this one. So this is Eli, who at the time of testimony was 11 years old. Might be 12 now, I choose to know.
Yeah, I think he was 10, now he's 11. So
okay, there you go. So Eli died shortly after he was born and was brought back to life, but as a result had suffered brain damage and has experienced stroke and suffered seizures and learning disabilities because of it. So his brain didn't communicate with his body. He was stuck mentally at the age of 4 and repeated kindergarten year after year because he couldn't retain the information. He could only take 1-step instructions, and so his mother was having to walk him through each single step of getting dressed and ready every day, and it would take over 2 hours to get ready in the morning. Poor mother, she would have been beside herself. He was going to occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and speech therapy, and he needed help doing everything. At the age of 10, he was still in 55 diapers a week during the day. After patching, it was also 9 months for him. He is now seizure-free, med-free, holistic med-free, no occupational therapy or physiotherapy or speech therapy. He can now dress himself by himself. He showers pretty much by himself. He is reading books, gotten through 6, probably more since. Yeah. And he can do math problems and is almost diaper free. And so he was wearing X39 and Aeon every day in the beginning, and then his parents incorporated a couple of other patches after a few months, glutathione, carnosine, and X49.
Yeah, just amazing testimony. I mean, amazing. And here we've got Katie's miracle story. So Katie is the daughter of a woman named Pam Frey, who had started the patches for herself from a botched sinus surgery that she had. And so she decided to patch her daughter, who is 42 and got cerebral palsy as a result of having spinal meningitis. So she was born perfect, got spinal meningitis, and then developed cerebral palsy when she was an infant. And so she's been trapped in a body for 42 years that would not move. And so this is actually a more recent, this is from May, update. So she's been on the patches for a year, and she couldn't move her body at all. She can now cross her body. She can move both of her arms and legs. She has flexibility that she never did before. She's able to talk. Her cognitive abilities are amazing. She can sing. She's going out with her mom. She's still in a wheelchair, but she doesn't have her feet are not turning blue anymore. And like, anyway, it's just amazing, this story. And her mom posts videos of her like rolling around on the bed like this when she couldn't even move before. So this is a miracle, because people who with this condition do not get better usually, and they usually die young. So
Yeah, that's
yeah, it's just a miracle, a miracle. So what's the history of these patches, Annie?
So our inventor, visionary scientist, and founder and CEO of LifeWave, David Schmidt, developed phototherapy energy technology for the US Navy SEALs on contract way back in the early 2000s. And he was able to, his contract with the Department of Defense was not renewed, and so he was able to take his findings and research and then establish LifeWave in 2004, where he developed a suite of patented wearable energy products.
And he started with Energy Enhancer for the Navy SEALs.
Yes.
That was the first one, yeah.
That's right. So he developed a suite of patented wearable technology products. The safe, non-drug, non-transdermal. There's nothing in the patches that is absorbed into your skin. Over 90 clinical studies now, and over 139 patents. Laboratories and manufacturing in California and Ireland, expanded to over 80 countries, 15 global distribution centers, and 9 global offices.
So what patches are available?
So the flagship product is X39, the one that we talked about that activates the stem cells. This is daytime use only. It resets 1/3 of your genome to a younger, healthier state, repairs cellular damage, restores collagen, rebuilds scar tissue, reduces fine lines and wrinkles, increases energy, increases sexual libido, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, pain relief, of 50 to 100% in 3 to 4 minutes was observed in the clinical studies, and improves hair growth and improves sleep. And then we've got the X49, which stimulates a different copper peptide, AHKCU, and that increases, also daytime use only, that increases bone density, muscle mass and strength, increases energy and focus, boosts cardiovascular function, radiation poisoning relief, protects from EMF radiation, 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, reduces belly fat, and improves athletic performance.
Yes. And the X49 is not currently available in Australia and New Zealand, but it will be by the end of the year. We just found out. Okay, so here's the YH line. So we've got first Eon, or Aeon, however you want to say it, at the top. It's daytime or nighttime use. You can do either one. It is the master antioxidant and master anti-inflammatory. It reduces inflammation. It's called the anti-stress, or AKA happy patch. It promotes relaxation and calms the brain. It reduces cortisol and C-reactive proteins. It raises antioplastins and DHEA, and it balances the brain. Then you've got carnosine on the right, and that is for day or nighttime use. I wear this one during the night, and it is another master antioxidant, and it supports and improves cardiovascular system, all things heart and muscle. It improves strength, flexibility, stamina, supports healthy brain function, memory, focus, improves brain processing time, detoxes aluminum from the brain, and aids in wound healing. And it has helped with my teeth grinding at night, just FYI. And then you've got glutathione, which is one of my favorite patches, and that is a master antioxidant and detoxifier. It helps to detoxify the body. and it supports the immune system, improves overall health. It boosts your glutathione levels by 300% in 24 hours, which is remarkable, and it supports healthy liver function.
And then we've got the quality of life range of patches. So the first patch that David Schmidt invented with the energy enhancers over there on the right, they're daytime use only. That engages your body's natural energy field for the perfect balance of physical activity and healthy recovery, improves energy, stamina, and performance, improves endurance and maximum aerobic capacity, and has been worn by many Olympic and professional athletes. And then we've got Ice Wave on the left-hand side here, which is rapid drug-free pain relief, turns off pain receptors in the body, as well as increases the flow of energy in those stopped up points. Relief at the source of aches and pains and discomfort, fast-acting, non-addictive, FDA-compliant Class 1 medical device under the general wellness products, and approved as beneficial medical device for pain reduction in France and the European Union. And that can be worn day or night time. And when you actually first start wearing them, you can wear them 24 hours for the first 60 days because they don't activate a peptide. They just open and close energy channels. Restful sleep with silent nights, that's a nighttime patch, and it enhances the quality of sleep, regulates sleep through melatonin production, and it's also very calming for children with on the spectrum of autism. And then we've got SP6, which is a hormone imbalancer that is also day or nighttime use. Appetite and craving suppressor, increases digestive function, increases organ function, balances hormones and hypothalamus, and regulates all autonomic nervous system.
And now my favorite. And my favorite is the Aloe Vera patch. And LifeWave has a whole skin rejuvenation system called Aloe Vera. So not only is it the patches, but it's also a day cream, a night cream, and now a brand new eye cream, which is amazing. And I can't tell you how amazing this system is and these patches are. So Aloe Vera elevates epithalamin peptides, improves appearance and hydration and firmness of the skin, activates pineal gland, increases collagen, increases and resets melatonin, helps you sleep deeper and sounder, reduces oxidative and inflammatory stress, and reduces sunburn. And this patch and system is also not available in Australia and New Zealand right now, but there is a way to get it. So you can contact us and we can help you if you want to try this. But it most likely will also be available officially through the LifeWave website before the end of the year.
And here's just a anecdotal testimony of before and after of a skin cancer surgery. So I know this lady, and she's been wearing the Aloe Vera. She was wearing it probably for a month before this procedure she had. And just look at the recovery in her nose from the incision. Now, when on the 7 days here post-surgery, I thought that little bit around the end tip of her nose was where they cut it, but no, they actually started all the way up near the bridge of her nose.
Yeah, and they do that jagged cut. I've seen it on a lot of people. It's awful looking.
Yeah, no, it's really
it's like
not
they
nice.
want to mangle you. They don't care.
And this wasn't done by a plastic surgeon either. So he was an oncology surgeon.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the 14 days, it was almost completely healed. And so that's really unusual in my clinical experience as a nurse. You don't see that kind of healing on somewhere like your nose or your ears because there's not a lot of blood circulation, not a lot of blood flow. It's just some skin, some flesh, and some cartilage really there. So that's a huge rapid healing just on the Aloe Vera.
It'd be great to get an updated photo from her.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, you can't see it at all now. I saw it on Sunday. You can't see it.
Oh, wow. So you can't even tell she had the surgery.
Months.
Oh my gosh. And how long has it been now?
I would say been 2 months.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Awesome. Because I know somebody who had that exact surgery and he looks terrible.
Still, how long ago do you have it?
Probably a year ago. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. Okay. So who uses these patches? So we have athletes use them for enhanced athletic performance and recovery. We've got Olympic athletes and professional athletes like Serena Williams, David Beckham, Michael Phelps, and the whole swim team used the patches when they won the gold. And I think they used energy enhancer. I think most athletes use energy enhancer, and maybe now with X49 out, they probably use that X39, X49. And then we've got some other athletes here. I don't know who the people on the bottom are, but also the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. Some of them wear the patches as well. So very popular with athletes.
We've got doctors and other medical practitioners who use and recommend the patches with their clients. We've got medical and ER doctors, chiropractors, naturopaths, holistic healthcare practitioners, nurse practitioners, and more. And we know most of these people in this photo.
Yeah,
So
these are all doctors with that are that use LifeWave in their practice. Our pets, we use them on our pets. So we've got some pictures of dogs here and cats. I know these two cats had like severe kidney disease and they were healed. And I'm not sure about the two on the left, but the dog in the middle had cataracts, as you can see, and it's almost completely gone in less than 2 months, which is amazing. And then
huge.
you've got on the right, this is a picture of Jen O'Sullivan, naturopath, who promotes the patches and uses the patches with her clients. And I believe she patched the left one with X39, I think, and it was probably her discarded patch. And then on the right, that's one without it.
Planted at the same time.
Look at that difference. So, and we know other people who have used their discarded patches on their potted plants, either on the soil or on the, I think just on the outside of some, on a leaf or something, right? And they grow so fast, like they're hitting the ceiling and stuff, like crazy stories like that. So it's really cool.
And people like you, anyone who's drawing breath. We've even heard stories of patches being placed on prosthetic limbs and there being pain relief. So there's no excuse, and it's only a matter of time. They work for everyone. It's just a matter of time.
They work for everybody, and they work for, it's amazing at reverse aging, no matter how old you are. And I know, like, we have like a whole group of ladies in their 80s that are using the patches in Young Washington, and they're all now, they were all on disability, and they're all living their best lives. They've canceled heart surgeries. One of them used to be blind. Now she can see. Like, they're living their best lives now. So you're never too old to start reverse aging and to start feeling good and being healthy and feeling healthy. Because that's what these patches do. They really give you a new lease on life. And as Lillian, our mentor, says, there's not a bell you can't unring.
That's
so just
good.
think about that. Yeah.
So frequently asked questions, how to get the best results? Well, for starters, you actually have to wear them every day. It's not like this is not like any other health thing you will have tried where you have to set up tinctures and remember to take things 3-4 times a day and whatever. It's just whack a patch on in the morning and remember to take it off at night. Apply to clean, dry skin, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, so that your body can repair and regulate the signaling process, and so your body doesn't become too used to it, because then it'll stop working. Waterproof, so you can wear during bathing, swimming, drink plenty of water. This dictates your success, and also use electrolytes. Really crucial for amino acid and protein peptide production when wearing the patches. The patches, as we said, can be worn during the day. Some can be worn at night, like the Silent Nights, the Elevator, they have to be worn at night. The Aeon can be worn at night. That helps with sleep, things like that. And they'll work. Wherever you put them on you, they'll work. But also you can put them on points of pain as well if you've got problem areas. You can wear more than one kind of patch at a time. We wear 2 to 9 different patches each day. And we wear X39 and X49 every day, and then the others as needed.
And what to expect. So within the first few days, actually within the first 24 hours, the X39 patch begins to reset 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. The GHKCU is activated and starts rapid repair of collagen in your body. The copper peptides, along with 8 amino acids, increase. Within 1 to 3 months, clarity of mind with an overall sense of well-being and restorative balance begins to emerge. The body goes to work where it is most needed, and restoration is underway as GHKCU increases in the body. There's calmer brain activity is noted, and cardiovascular system is greatly improved. Within 3 to 12 months, GHKCU is now doing active stem cell repair. Improved performance, strength, and stamina, along with reduced recovery time, may be noticed. Skin may be smoother and wounds heal faster. Improved stress response, better moods, more clarity, deeper restful sleep, and improved hair. I can't tell you how much my hair has improved. Just the state of it, more hair, growing faster, amazing.
The founder, David Schmidt, advises to wear the X39 for 1 month for every decade you've been alive. So if you're in your 50s, you aim for 6 months, commit to them for 6 months. If you're in your 30s, then aim for 4 months. If you're in your 70s, aim for 8 months. So the chronic issues, though, he suggests that wearing X39 for 1 month for every year you've had the issue. I was vaccinated for the last 14 years, so I was given it at least 14 months. I'm on it, been on them for 12 months, practically every day, and already had 95% improvement. So we say stop wearing the X39 when you want to start aging again, but otherwise, that's the
And
rule of
the
thumb.
other patches are as needed, but the X39 is the one you really need to be consistent with to really
Yes.
notice the difference. Next steps for you guys watching this or listening to this, get back to the person who invited you or sent you this video. Get all your questions answered by joining our Facebook group. It's going to be on the next screen. If you decide to try, commit to the X39 for at least 90 days, if not 6 months, because you really need to be on it to notice a difference. Enjoy the enhanced quality of your life and changing your age trajectory, and invite friends to one of our next meetings to learn and ask questions.
You can connect with us. Our website, patchingsuperheroes.com. We have heaps of information on the patches and more. So you want to check that out. Join our new Facebook group, Facebook /Patching Superheroes. And you can also follow our new YouTube channel, Patching Superheroes, where you'll find testimonies and training on all the patches and how they work.
Exactly. If you come to our Tuesday meetings, they're Tuesday evenings. In the United States, they're Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And in Australia and New Zealand, they are Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m. AST, and in New Zealand at 1 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time.
Thanks for joining. We appreciate your time in watching this presentation. Leave comments below if you have any questions, or if you want to get started, reach out, email us at wellnesssuperheroes.com.
Thanks for listening and watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.